So far in this offseason, the Alabama Crimson Tide seem to be a team that some people believe will take a step back. Me not being one of those, but I have seen a lot of people talk. But I'm of the camp that says the Alabama Crimson Tide will not take a step back at all. The philosophy and how things get done may change, but the results will still be the same. But even me being an Alabama fan will not be ignorant to say that there aren't question marks that surround this team that I believe that we will get answers to once the season begins. And in this video, we're going to talk about one of those questions. But before we do that, make sure that you guys like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. We are on the way to 5,000 subscribers. That is the new goal. We just hit 1,000 almost a few days ago, so thank you. But help a brother out. Hit that like and subscribe button, and also comment down your #1 question going into this season for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And with that, let's get into this video. When Nick Saban decided to retire, a lot of things around Alabama, around the city of Tuscaloosa, began to go haywire. And so we've seen a lot of people panic. We've seen a lot of people say this, say that. Alabama is finished, so on and so forth. But I believe that with the hire of Kalen DeBoer, the ship that is the Alabama Crimson Tide will continue to sail. But there are questions that need to be answered and need to be talked about, and we're going to talk about 2 of those in this video. And the first one is, how good will the recruiting be in the future? I believe as of right now, I saw On3 make a post, and that post had Alabama as the #2 in the 2024 recruiting class, but we all know that is the recruiting class that Saban put together himself. That's not necessarily the recruiting class that Kalen DeBoer put together. And in that same breath, I will say it's going to be interesting to see how this group of coaches go through their recruiting process. And I'm not here to say that they can't do it. It's just going to be interesting to see how well they are at doing that, because we know when it comes to staying on top, when it comes to being at the pinnacle of college football, maintaining a top 5 recruiting class is vital. Now, there are teams who have been able to get it done in the past without necessarily having the best recruiting class, but if you want to have the most success, especially now where teams with NIL deals and all these different things can put together teams as fast as possible, you're going to want to make sure that your recruiting class, not only with the high school kids as well as the transfer portal, looks as good and well thought out as possible year after year after year, which can be taxing. And I believe this group of Kalen DeBoer and the coaching staff can get this job done. But this is a question that we probably won't get answers to until the following season. And depending on how much success this season brings, it will help the recruiting journey that much more, because a lot of people, kids, parents, whoever, wants to see how successful the Alabama Crimson Tide will be going forward. And this year is a very critical year into building those first impressions. And we all know first impression is everything. And speaking of first impressions, I'm going to play a video right now of Jalen Milroe discussing the changes that have been going on inside of the Alabama Crimson Tide's build, along with some of his thoughts and opinions on head coach Kalen DeBoer.
It's been 2 weeks since Coach DeBoer got the job. Just what would be your first impressions of him?
It's been great. It's been great to have him here with the transition. I think that's been big, having him here and all that he's done. He's very personable and he's bringing good energy to the locker room. So we're all excited to have him here.
Last one from me. He's talked about in some of his interviews that the offensive guys are fired up from what they've seen from the offense. Just what have you seen from it, and do you feel that way too?
Oh yeah, no doubt. And so the biggest thing for a football team is you want to improve and get better the next season. And so we're in that process right now with trying to be the best version of ourselves. Each and every day we're going to the facility. So we're going to do a lot of good things this year, and I'm super excited to have him here.
Just one, any final words on Saban's retirement, his legacy, and his your relationship?
Oh yeah, 100%. Coach Saban was a key resource to me coming here, and I don't take it for granted having him as my coach. So to have the opportunity to be coached by under Coach Saban meant a lot to me, and I'm super excited for him, and just super proud to be his quarterback.
if you look at this interview, it seems to me that Jalen Milroe is very excited about the potentials of the offensive side of the ball, which I have no questions about. I think this offense is going to be pretty good. I have some thoughts and opinions on the secret weapon for Alabama, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. And when I say secret, it's not a huge secret, but when I say that, a lot of people are not talking about it, so that's what the title of the video is going to be. So if you want to look out for that video, make sure that you guys subscribe, which I'm pretty sure that you already did, man. Help a brother out. But I'm going to make that video because I think it's somebody on this team who is going to be the next great Alabama player. And I don't know, I just believe heavily in this kid, and we're going to talk about him, but not in this video. But I showed the Jalen Milroe clip because you see how excited he was about the offense. Now I want to talk about my second question mark, which is the defense. And even if Nick Saban didn't retire, I was still going to have this same question. And I believe that Nick Saban is one of the best defensive minds in the game, and Alabama's defense has been great for a long time now. We did have a down year that 1 year with Bryce. I felt like the defense was struggling in some games. I think they're one of the key reasons why we lost to Tennessee 2 years ago, why we lost to LSU. But they did step up in some games too. But giving up those amount of points to Tennessee, to LSU in that overtime loss, is something that I think a Alabama team this year probably would not have done, and I'm pretty sure of that. But that's 2 years ago. It is what it is. But what I'm saying is, when you lose players like a Dallas Turner, a Terran Arnold, or Kool-Aid McKinstry to the draft, there are more guys out there like a Chris Braswell. When you lose a few players on defense like a Caleb Downs and a Trey Amos, and I name all these guys, whether it's the NFL draft or whether it's the transfer portal, when you lose guys, there's always a question of who is going to be the next guy to stand up, who is going to be the next guy in line to take over and make that next step. I do want to make this clear. Even though I have questions, that does not mean that I do not believe that Alabama isn't going to figure this thing out. You do got guys coming back like Malachi Moore and Devontae Lawson, and I think that this defense will be just fine. But the thing about it is, it is still going to be different. There will be a new defensive system, a new defensive philosophy that the new defense coordinator, Kane Womack, will bring to the table. So it will not be that same Saban defense, won't be Kevin Steele. It will be a new defensive mindset in the building. So it's going to be very interesting to see that. I've been seeing that they're probably going to be running a, I believe it's called 4-2-5 defense. I'm just excited about what the new regime will bring. There's a lot of people who are still sad about the fact that Nick Saban is gone. And even though I'm a person who is just thankful that Nick Saban was there throughout these years, I understand that this was a decision that was going to happen at some point in time in the future. Anyways, I'm just excited for more college football in general, but especially and primarily the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's going to be very interesting to see, especially with me living somewhere that is not in Alabama right now. I'm from Alabama, but at the same time, I stay in Mississippi. Now, Ole Miss and Mississippi State fans, man, you can't do nothing but love them. They give me all kind of grief over here all the time, but it's fine. It's fine, man. It's all in good love, all in good sportsmanship. I'm just excited for the season, guys, if you cannot tell by the demeanor that I am talking to you right now. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of questions that I believe are going to be answered once the season starts. But until then, we're going to continue to make videos, continue to talk about these. So let me know your biggest questions or concerns that you may have with this Alabama Crimson Tide team this season that is going to be coming up. It's going to be very interesting to see. But until then, make sure that you guys like, comment, and also subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.